Okay, so I'm going to take the two 3/8 Allen bolts out of the caliper. Take a little pry tool back here, just kind of force the pins out. So I'm going to compress the caliper in. If you are going to reuse these brake pads for any reason, if you're just doing this to do a service, I wouldn't recommend doing this. I would recommend prying it off from the pads, because these clips actually hold it on. So if you do this, you're actually stretching your brake pad clips out from the caliper, but I am taking these off. So we're just going to press it in a little bit so it's loose. These caliper slide pins don't want to come out. Use the vice grips and just wiggle them out of there. And there you go, there's your pin. There's your caliper. Again, not reusing this brake pad, so I'm just going to make this easy on myself. Get in behind it and bend these. Not have to undo the clip. You can get it out, but I just break them because I'm not reusing this pad that's at an angle. That's the reason for the service. You see the pad is not quite, it's a little skinnier at this end than the other end. You can definitely see it on this one. Fatter at this end than this end. So, good thing about these is there's no bracket to take off, so if you need to take your rotor off, it's literally just... So now here's the thing when you're doing a brake service, is a lot of people just pad slap them. But as you see, this rotor has ridges in it. You don't want to reuse that because you'll just cut grooves and have a very squeaky surface, and you can see where these lines got hot. So either get the rotor turned or get a new one. Sometimes these things are cheaper to get a new one, but turning them's about 10 bucks at your average place. So that's just the thing to do. Next step is, if your caliper slides don't slide nicely through these rubber bushings on the Sunfire, then you gotta replace these bushings. A lot of part stores, they kind of hide these in terms of part numbers. Like, you'll look them up online, you won't really find them. But I got a new set of bushings for $2.50 for both sides. So we're gonna remove these and put the new ones in. Okay, so how you're gonna do it, I use a pick and just kind of rip off the inner part. These are very brittle. Stab your pick as far as you can in. I'm just kind of try to rip it out of there. This way, it just gets rid of the end piece that kind of holds it in. Easier way. So now you see, we are right here now. Get in this end, stab inward as far as you can, and just pry back on it. And you should just pop it right out, and that's your slide bushing. So now, to put the new ones in, they don't want to go on dry. Use a silicone based lubricant to get it in. Just grease this part, go around, and they should. You might have a little, start them in there, and then they'll want to slide with a silicone. I'll slide right in. So that's the new bushings in the caliper. If these are stopping your pins from going in, you do not need a new caliper. You just need new bushings. So now we're going to put the new rotor on. Get your caliper out of the way. Use a way to hold it on is put a lug nut on. That makes the rotor straight and holds it for you so you can put your new pads in place. Get your new pads and put some brake compound on the back. This keeps it from squeaking, from vibration of the pad. Make sure you get it on the edges where they slide. This side just pops into the caliper itself. Before you put the pad in, you need to compress the caliper all the way in. Just use a large C-clamp to do that. Okay, so now you have your brake compound on the back of the pad. Slide it into the caliper. This side, do the same thing. This one actually will slide, press down, will slide over the caliper in the back side. And you are in place. Flip your caliper over the rotor. Make sure it's seated all the way. Okay, so you're going to take your free of corrosion caliper slides and lube these up with a silicone base lubricant so that it does not deteriorate the rubber on the inside for the bushings. Slide them in. Very important step. Pump your brakes until you have pressure, otherwise you will roll away without any brakes. Always torque your wheels proper spec. Yeah, I'm Joe the Auto Guy. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it helped you. Please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and my email's down below.